Okay. Well, thank you all for coming for the Meet the Candidates Forum for our 2026 board election. Next on our little agenda is the explanation of the voting process. So all of the ballots, all 1,853, were delivered to the post office this afternoon. I can send out a picture of them in the tubs before and then after when they were put in the very large bin at the back of the post office here in Beaumont. So they are all going out in the mail right now. You will have, there's 6 candidates, obviously. There are 4 positions that are open. There is not cumulative voting any longer. That was removed by CC&R change back in 2021. So you have 4 votes, but you can only have 1 vote per candidate. There can't be any halves or quarters or anything else. It's a full vote per candidate. And the ballots need to be back by May 4th at 9 a.m. because that's when the inspector of election will start counting the ballots. They have 2 days because there's going to be a ton of ballots coming back. And then the annual meeting will be on Thursday, May 7th at 1 p.m. here in the ballroom. So with that, we'll get to the introduction. Each candidate will have 3 minutes as an opening statement. We'll go down the line with Vince and then Kathy, Mel, Gracie, Greg, and Mark. And we have a timer up here for the 3 minutes. And with that, I'll let you begin.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's really good to see a lot of folks turn out. At least we fill up all the chairs. My wife and I really enjoyed living here in Four Seasons. From the moment we arrived, we were welcomed by friendly neighbors and a community spirit that's truly special. I mean, we were just amazed. And that's exactly why I'm running for the board. I want to help protect and improve what really makes this place great. I retired as Associate Director of the NASA Armstrong Flight Research Center in Edwards, California. It's actually one of the most complex research facilities in the world. During my tenure there, I managed budgets of $250 million, led engineering departments, oversaw safety and environmental programs, and I was actually able to accomplish reducing project overruns, spending more money than what they had planned to spend. Actually was able to reduce occupational injury rates and cut utility costs and actually reduced the number of facilities that we had to maintain. I even reduced the size of my boss's office. And the part that I'm really proud of is, while doing that allowed us to save money, it actually improved the capabilities of the center and improved the experience of everybody that used those facilities. And that last part is really important because that's exactly the balance we need here. Controlling cost and improving the residents' experience. Not one or the other, but both. I currently am on 3 committees in the community, the planning, safety, and finance committees, so I understand how the HOA operates. What I bring to the board is decades of real-world experience, planning, budgeting, making decisions that serve people for the long term. I believe a great board keeps residents informed and involved, and I'm committed to do that. I love this community, my neighbors, the environment, the life we've built here, and I want to do my part to keep Four Seasons thriving and affordable for decades to come. And I'd be honored to earn your vote. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Kathy?
Okay. Ready? It is an honor to serve on the board of directors for this beautiful community, a responsibility I take seriously to be entrusted with the care of our community. Over the course of my last 3 terms, I worked diligently. Can't hear me?
Here?
There's some kind of popping.
I think you're holding it.
That better? This past year, I've been the liaison to the Finance Committee and a member of the Budget Committee. We were able to protect the needs of our community and accurately forecast what it would take to balance the almost $5.7 million budget. I have also worked and participated in managing our investments and our reserves to keep the community well-funded and our reserves at a comfortable level. This year, we're at 97%. In addition to the Finance Committee, I am the liaison to Landscape, Facilities, Wildfire Mitigation, and the Communications Committees. I work with each committee to ensure our landscape is beautiful, our facilities are maintained, and plan for wildfire mitigation based on state regulations, along with contributing message from the board, articles to the Breeze magazine. I'm a member of the Contracts Committee and have worked requests for proposals to ensure our vendors are a good fit for our community, and we are receiving the best possible pricing for the work performed. I have attended vendor expos and met with potential new vendors to keep our community staffed with the best vendors and best pricing. I am the liaison to the Conservancy Committee and am currently working with the Inland Empire Resource Conservation District and the builder regarding any issues in the Conservancy area. I meet monthly with the Beaumont City Manager along with our board president and FSR management team to ensure our community is represented and our needs are addressed. Once a week, the board president and I meet with our First Service residential management team to review and discuss matters brought to our attention as well as the status of current projects, the next steps to keep them moving forward and making sure nothing slips through the cracks. I participated in multiple settlement conferences with our legal team regarding the construction defect lawsuit against the builder. We were successful in winning a significant settlement that helped us this past year to repair our streets, allowing our reserves to remain intact for future street repairs. I have attended legal symposiums and have provided information on legal, civil code, and changing laws pertaining to HOAs and how to keep the board of directors in compliance, along with boot camps provided by our legal team. I am part of the team of local 55-plus communities that meet monthly to discuss issues facing our demographic, navigating changes to civil code and current challenges in each community. It has been an honor and a privilege to serve as your vice president of the board of directors the past 6 years. I believe there is so much more I can do and contribute if reelected. I look forward to 2 more years of serving your community. Thank you.
Thank you, Kathy. Next, Mel.
Hello, everybody. My name is Mel Harking. And the reason let me get this thing. The reason I'm running for the board is because I simply love this neighborhood. I love the people. I love the way our members interact with one another. I just love it when I go out for walks or go for a ride in our community and people wave at you. I just love the idea of seeing people in corners with their dogs communicating and socializing. I want to give back, because I love this place. We all give back in our own way. We give back by being volunteering for the committees. Some people volunteer to help when there's special occasions or to set up and bring things down. And I myself, I've given back by creating the Water Volleyball Club. I created a space where our members are able to come in and not only express themselves athletically, but also a place where they can also socialize. We started with 5 members, and we have grown up to, in a very small amount of time, we have grown up to approximately 100 members. I want you also to know that I'm running for the board not because I don't have a personal agenda, but I've heard, as I've gone around the community, I've heard people. So I would like to, and I know we have to make some changes, but I want to be part of the solution. I want to be able to build upon what's already been built. And one of the things that I learned working for AARP is that for 25 years, is not only to hear our members, but also to listen to them. And so I've gone and talked to people, they tell me, it seems like they hear me, but they don't listen to me. But if you vote for me as a member of the board, I make a promise to you that I will be there for you. I'll be your advocate. I will not only hear you, but I will listen to you. So if you want somebody who is a team player, somebody who negotiates, somebody who wants to be part of the solution, someone, when it comes to making decisions, is not reactive but proactive, someone who will not only hear you but listen to you, then vote for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Mel. Next is Gracie.
Hi. Can you hear me? I want to thank you all for attending today. It's a great turnout, and for allowing me to serve on the Four Seasons Board of Directors these past 6 years. It's been an exciting time to be able to help make Four Seasons the best place to live. My husband and I started looking at 55-plus resort living in 2006, and we moved here in 2009. I believe, and you see my notes, they're just little notes here. I believe that being on the board of directors here, I've totally immersed myself into all different facets of the board. I have, for the past 6 years, been the board liaison for the Landscape Committee, the Social Committee, the last 2 years, the board liaison for the Conservancy Committee, and the past 1 year, the board liaison for the Bistro. And for the past 4 years, the corporate secretary of the Four Seasons Beaumont Board of Directors. Knowing that I'm an honest, objective, and possessing no individual authority, rather, I prefer to support group discussions and decisions, even if they counter my own personal opinion. I have strong leadership and organizational skills with a flair for openness and transparency, and most important, I have a thick skin. This comes from, in my past, retiring from a large defense corporation, NI Industries, and what we did at NI Industries, we made cartridge cases for law launchers. So I worked with the Department of the Army, and working with the Department of the Army, you have to have a thick skin. And so I really value knowing that I am able to handle most situations if it stares me in the face. And I'm also very detail-oriented and fair, and I make sure that our homeowners are the top priority. And I believe that that makes me a good candidate for re-election. And thank you again. I hope that I get your vote. And again, being on the board for 6 years has prepared me, I hope, for another 2 years. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Gracie. Greg?
Hi. Looks like another bad hair day in Beaumont. Not that I'm... And I also want to wish you all a good Friday and everything that that means to us. Our community has been blessed with dedicated board members over the years, and I'm committed to continuing that tradition of excellence. I've been a proud resident of Four Seasons for 10 years, during which time I've served on multiple committees, and regularly have I attended both committee and board meetings. This has provided me with an opportunity to have an understanding of how the HOA is managed. And I believe the board's primary responsibility is to manage our finances prudently and transparently, and in the process of keeping our community beautifully maintained. This requires active oversight of our facilities. This is a huge complex. Many buildings, many miles of roads, almost 3,000 trees. It just keeps going on and on. We need to preserve the beauty and value of our community through proactive care of our assets. We also need prudent financial policies, which we already have in place. We need to ensure every HOA dollar should be spent wisely and transparently. I also believe a board member should have oversight of our contractor and vendors. Almost everything that gets replaced or repaired inside here is done through a vendor or a contractor. We need to ensure quality work and accountability from our vendors at the best cost possible. We also need strong collaboration with our First Service Management team. Every day, roughly 30 people come to work to make our lives better in this community, and I really appreciate that. I think a board member also needs to be listening to the many voices within our community. Not only listening, but communicating back. We have several forms of communication now, and I think we can do better. A board member also has to have long-term planning goals, strategic thinking to protect our property values and maintain our facilities and our financial well-being. And here's my commitment to you. I'm committed to independent, thoughtful decision-making that balances resident input with long-term best interests of our community. I will bring my experience, my dedication, and proven track record of leadership to the board. Thank you.
Thank you, Greg. And Mark.
I am Mark Solomon. I want to thank you for your...
Hold on. Mark, I don't think your mic is on.
How do I know if it's on?
Green?
Speak again.
Orange.
It's not on. At the top.
Sorry. I am Mark Solomon. I want to thank you for your attendance and for this opportunity to inform you as to why I'm running for the board. The look and solvency of our community is one we can all be proud to share with others. I want to thank the current board, past boards, and all committees for their hard work making this happen. We are currently in good financial shape. Our reserves are up this year, which is great, but it is important to not forget that this could change quickly unless we stay aware and monitor closely our expenses and income. I won't claim to be a financial whiz or have established and controlled million-dollar budgets or supervised hundreds of people. What I have done is served on association boards and committees for the past 25, 30 years in various capacities. In the past, I have created and distributed financial reports and acted as quasi-legal interpreter of the Davis-Sterling Act, which explains the civil code and what associations can and cannot do. I am currently on 4 committees: the Finance, Facilities, Communications, and Social. I love being involved and have the time to do so. I like to think of myself as the guardian/watchdog for homeowners. Thus, communication and transparency are critical. We have the Breeze magazine, a fine publication. We have our website, the Daily Report, TV monitors in 3 facilities. Could we do more? Likely. But we need the help of you, of your input to improve the communications and transparency. It could simply be something like having quarterly evening board and committee meetings, town halls, neighborhood watch presentations, or the like, even on a weekend. We do have homeowners that still work during the day. Signs could be posted near audio-visual cameras informing homeowners that when in public spaces, their conversations may be recorded. Clubs and group listings could once again be posted on TV monitors. Charter updates and 28-day required reviews posted online could also be available at the front desk with signage indicating what the form is about. Homeowners should be aware of Civil Code 5200A, allowing reasonable review of association records, some of which is sent out in the annual budget report. Additionally, homeowners are allowed to review items like check registers, canceled checks, bank account statements, tax returns, credit cards, and association's name, interest on CDs, and more. I realize that homeowners have a certain responsibility themselves to find out what's going on in the community. Relying on this, however, is not indicative to me of a premier community. Lastly, homeowners need to feel comfortable speaking at committee and board meetings and at times getting a response other than a thank you. If you don't get a timely response, positive or negative, or any reasonable response, you are likely not going to continue to speak up. Thus, my commitment to you as a board member would be that I will listen, I will hear you, I will respond, and be accountable to you. Together, we can enhance our shared spaces, strengthen our neighborly connections, and make Four Seasons Beaumont an even better place to thrive. Let us work together to enhance the future of our wonderful community. With your support and vote, we can make this happen. Thank you.
had to turn off my timer. Thank you for your opening statements. Now we'll go to questions. Each candidate will have 2 questions. We'll go down the line in alphabetical order again.
Do we turn these off first?
If you just hit the button and it goes orange, then you're on mute. So you'll have 2 questions. We'll go down the line with 1 question, then we'll come back and go down the line with another question. Each candidate has a different question that's from a hat. It's not magic or a rabbit. All questions submitted by homeowners previously. And the first question will go to Vince. Please describe your understanding of this HOA's 3 different cost centers and budget units.
Cost centers, there's the main HOA residences, I'm going to say. That's the largest part of the budget. Then there's they call it Springdale Cost Center and the Front Yard Cost Center, where the HOA takes care of the front yard landscaping. And they're all separate budgets. They're managed separately, but then it all comes together as the total community budget. That's it.
Thank you. Kathy? In your history, have you had to balance a budget before? How did you manage shortfalls?
I did work with budgets when I managed people when I worked for Verizon. I had 21 people that actually worked for me, so I had a budget of their hourly pay that I had to work with. I had a set number of hours that I could work. We did have overtime at times. If there was a shortfall, we worked at trying to look at how to avoid that going forward, such as maybe cutting overtime is not necessary, or having, we really never had a shortfall because we had people that called out sick, so we really had people that worked it for us, but we had that opportunity. The budgets were built around a workforce of 21 times 2040, which would be a yearly salary, including their vacations. We worked with various departments. We could take from maybe if I had an order writer, I could take from somebody that was inputting versus I could balance the people out that way. So I really was able to do it with the people I worked with.
Ramel, what goals do you want to accomplish during your 2-year term?
First, like I said before, I want to be able to create a way of our members being able to be not only heard, but to be listened. A lot of our members, as I speak with them, they tell me that they feel like they're heard, but they're not part of the process. They call in, they ask for a request, and somehow they're not answered, or they're not kept in the loop. I would like to be able to assist in allowing our members to feel more at ease when they request for a problem and they're part of it. Not only I will take care of it, but that you get an email in return, you're part of the process, of the thinking process. I would also like to be able for the board to be able to, when it comes to contracts, to tell our members what process they went through eliminating certain candidates. Who were the candidates that came in bid? And how come a person who won the bid, they received the bidding? I would like to know that, that our members will be part of that. I want to move towards that. Another thing that very dear to me is the whole idea of term limits. I feel that the state of California, they did a statement of clarification, not of nullification. They said that they never codified that we had to have term limits to HOAs, but they left it to the HOAs themselves to put it in their bylaws by putting out a referendum and allowed our members to choose whether we want bylaws, whether we want term limits or not. They also requested that we look at the Davis-Sterling bylaws and to, as a suggestion, take the 2-year, 2-term with exceptions. And that's why I would like to work on that and help to move towards that, to allow our members to decide on those issues. Thank you very much.
Tracy, what change or changes, if any, would you like to see take place in our community?
Well, let me think about this. I think our community is absolutely wonderful. But yes, we can have changes. One of the changes, and I've said this for the last 6 years, is to be a voice for the community. I have people coming up to me all the time asking questions. I give them the best answer that I can give. I try to be open and fair. Most important, transparency. I believe that the board that we have right now, our sitting board, has been the most transparent board that we have had. And we try very hard to ensure that all the concerns are resolved in a fair and a just manner. And any changes will come with those people who want to get up, come to the board meetings, ask us questions, and we want your input. That's how changes are made. So that's the way I look at our board and I look at our community. You want changes, get involved. Again, we do the best that we can with the monies that we have. We've got great reserves and we have a great finance board, and we do the best that we can with what we have. And let me tell you, you go around to any other 55-plus community, and there's none better than what we have here. I'm a property owner also over at Sun Lakes, and there's no comparison. We spend our money wisely, and the changes that come will come from you. So please come, attend meetings, get involved in your community, and believe me, the board will do their very best to answer all of your concerns and ensure that you have a great life, continuing great life here at Four Seasons. Thank you.
Greg, what amenities do you think this community should plan for over the next 5 to 10 years?
In the Community Planning Committee, one of the things they're starting to focus on is health and wellness. We're an amazing community that attracts people who want to stay young. We have 7 miles of trails, we have 3 gyms, we have pools, we have almost 90 clubs that you can join. This is a community that stays active and stays focused on enjoying life. And so I would like to continue on that. Maybe even create more of a culture of health and wellness within the community. Maybe so the restaurant have some healthy eating choices on their menu. But I'm not coming to the board with any specific items or a hidden agenda that I want to accomplish. I think what we're already doing is quite remarkable. I've been to other 55 and over communities, and they don't have the amenities that we have, and some of them actually charge more than we do and offer less.
Mark, what committees, groups, clubs, or activities do you now or have in the past participated in within our community?
Well, as I had mentioned earlier, I'm on 4 committees: the Social Committee, the Finance Committee, the Communications Committee, and the Facilities Committee. I had tried to get on other committees, but I got limited to that activity. I'm currently in the AACC group. I play hearts once every week, a night every week. And the performing, which reminds me, I will be in the upcoming variety show May 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Totally out of character from what anybody knows me at that point. Get involved in, had been to some of the past Democratic Club meetings, the Rainbow Club meeting, and whatever I find that I thought was interesting and different to get involved in. I would like to get out more and do physical type things, like maybe do pickleball. I tried that once, but then my back went out. So that took care of that. So trying to get back into those kinds of things and utilize the facilities that we do have. I had a pool table in the house when we grow up, and so doing billiards is always fun, but I haven't done that in years. So trying to get out there, but getting involved in committees as much as I can. I'm probably the only homeowner that has attended 10 of the 12 committee meetings every month for the last 2 years at that point. So being out there for me is important. I have the time on my hands. I have the 25 plus years experience in these kinds of activities, and I can't stop myself from doing it, although people have begged me, my friends, you're a different side on that side, have begged me to stop doing that, but I can't. I've been doing it most of my life. My father was a politician, and I've just gone forward from that. I was also student body president in college, so I get involved a lot. Thank you.
Vince, what is your motivation for running for the board of directors?
This is such a wonderful community. My main thing is I want to keep it going and I want to keep it affordable. I have the experience. I know I understand how to get things done in a way where the people using the facilities that we have and that we try to maintain really enjoy using them. And when you make decisions to change something, you got to make sure that people are involved in there, because when things are good, you want to keep them and you want to improve the things that are not working so well. So that's my reasons for running the board. I know how to do that.
Thank you. Kathy, what will you recommend as the appropriate level of reserve funding for each of our cost centers?
Okay, reserves are kind of a funny thing. It's a study, and that study is a study based over 30 years. With that said, at the end of the 30 years, the study, you should be at 100%. I would recommend that it would be anywhere from the low 90s on up. I believe that if you're at, I've heard some associations are at 150% in their reserves, which means that they are not taking care of what repairs need to be done or what things need to be replaced. We age out on some of our things. We just redid our pools because they were old and they needed to be repaired. So if you're not taking care of things, you can have a big pile of money, but then your resale in your homes go down. The ability to have everybody enjoy all the facilities at their fullest diminishes. So the point is you want to have a strong reserve, but you also want to have the reserve working. Each of the, everything, the chairs you're sitting in, the tables we're at, everything in this ballroom is inventoried into that reserve study. And they are in there with their lifespan and how much money it would cost at the end of that lifespan to repair it. And it's based on 3% a year. So it's really a good thing that when something needs to be repaired or replaced, that you take care of it rather than putting it off, because you're going to put it off and pay more for it. So obviously you want to keep your reserves high. Right now we're at 97, and that's a very good percentage to be at. And anywhere from a high 80, low 90 on up is a good place to be sitting in a reserve.
Mel, what are 5 attributes you bring to the HOA board?
5. I love people. I just love it. I enjoy talking to people. I enjoy helping them. I think that as a board member, I think that's a very good qualification. Be able to be there, to be able to assist. Also, I have, bringing to the board, 25 years of working for AARP. Trained me how to deal with seniors. One of the things that as seniors we discover is that when people, they hear us, but they don't listen to us. A lot of people, especially we get older, we get a little bit slower. People kind of, especially the younger generation, they kind of smile at us and they don't pay attention to us. I'm bringing those many years of working with AARP also trying to motivate our seniors to stay physically in shape. One of the things that individuals, my doctor told me that if your legs go, usually very soon you'll go. And I want to be able to help and create activities for our seniors, safe activities for our seniors. I think that's 2 of the good ones. Also, I have taken courses, certifications from the University of San Diego, School of Radi, on management, to be able to assist individuals in management. When I work for AARP, we'll be able to go back and assist our staff to be able to be creative, to listen to those that usually don't speak out, and they have very good ideas, and not to micromanage. I don't believe in micromanagement. I believe in trusting our committees and to do their work, and for the board, for us to be able to be there as liaisons, but not to micromanage. Thank you.
Oh. Gracie, how will you hold yourself accountable to homeowners?
Well, if I tell them something that is not correct, and they want to challenge that, I would have them go to our management or president of the board, and they could find out if there's anything that is different or not correct. Would you read that question one more time? Because I have other thoughts going on that I forgot to say before.
How will you hold yourself accountable to homeowners?
I would hold myself accountable to whatever I say to homeowners. I don't know what else you would want to hear about that, but if there's something that I've said that you don't agree with, I would hold myself accountable for it, because that's what everybody should do. If you make a mistake, you hold yourself accountable for that. And that's it. I don't know what you can enhance on that.
Greg, what do you see as Four Seasons Beaumont's greatest asset, and what do you see as its greatest problem or challenge?
Well, for me, the asset is us. We're what make Four Seasons great. In addition to that, we have a very strong board currently, and we have 12 committees that provide input to the board to help it run smoothly and bring all the input from the residents forward for the board to make decisions. Yeah, can you read that question again?
What do you see as Four Seasons Beaumont's greatest asset, and what do you see as its greatest challenge or problem?
Okay, thanks. So, not only is the asset us, but it's also this facility. There's millions of dollars invested in keeping this place running smoothly and beautifully and clean the way we expect it to be. The challenge of that is it's a 20-year-old community. As things age, the maintenance costs increase. We need to be diligent about managing those costs in a proactive way. By that I mean maintenance becomes important because if you let things go, like Kathy said, then you're going to wind up with a higher repair bill later on. So think, for example, we have a plan to cut down probably over 200 trees, and the cost of that is enormous. So the board has decided to spread that out over 5 years instead of doing it right away. That way the impact isn't that hard to us, but we're still accomplishing the goal. There's other things that we need to look at right away, like when a pool heater breaks. We can't spread that out over 2 years. We have to take action on it right away. That's why we have strong reserves, and that's why we have an operating budget to take care of those repairs on a daily basis. So I think that's the biggest challenge, is managing that as our facility gets older.
Thank you, Greg. And the final question goes to Mark, which is, realizing this becomes a 7-day-a-week volunteer position, do you have extended future personal travel trips planned, and how would you work around this?
It's an interesting question for me. I basically consider that, and don't take this the wrong way, please, that I have no life outside of Four Seasons. Like I had mentioned, I attend all the committee meetings that I can and all the meetings because that's an activity for me. I was raised in a political family. Being involved is inherent into what I do. I cannot not go out and do that. I have friends that have begged me to stop doing what I do, but I can't because I feel a need. There's something out there that needs to be done, spoken up, dealt with. People should be... and I'm going to do the same thing the others. Could you repeat the question? Like I got tracked off.
Realizing this becomes a 7-day-a-week volunteer position, do you have extended future personal travel trips planned, and how would you work around this?
I'm not a traveler. I have a passport that's going to expire in 2 years, and the only trip I have planned is to see my brother in Florida, who comes to see me. In fact, he'll be here Monday. So I don't travel much. I've done that. I took bus trips across the country. I saw what I wanted to see here, and I just cannot not be involved in what goes on in the community, which is why I attend all the meetings I do. My participation in HOAs has been for basically since the 80s, and you see what goes on and what doesn't go on, what you want to go on, and what people ignore. I feel the people are the assets that you need to listen to, hear them, and be accountable to them. And so I would be here for you 7 days a week. I am a privacy person, so unusual having my face out there, my phone number, my email address is hard for me, but I feel it's a need to help the community to serve you as best I can. Thank you.
Thank you. And then next it would be each candidate will have an opportunity to answer a question that was previously asked or answer a question they believe should have been asked. And to make a closing statement, each candidate will have 3 minutes. Vince?
Okay. I don't think I have anything to add to the previous answers. I thought they were all pretty good. Just in my closing, what I bring to the board, I like to say, strive for 80% of the benefit at 50% of the cost. And the way you get to that is really understanding what the residents here really value and make sure your plans and upgrades and all of that are focused on those things, and you let some of the other stuff go, but you look for the best you can do, the best value you can get for the amount of money that you're going to spend, and just always try to keep it within a reasonable amount. Also need to keep, my tendency is to try to keep residents involved in decisions that are being made. Part of that is trying to figure out how do you get them to actually participate and think about things. a lot of people don't come to some of the meetings, and so it takes some outreach to say what would actually make you come to the meetings. It's that kind of approach. So it's always an effort you have to put in to get residents to come and speak up. And it's very easy for residents to get the feeling, well, I said something, but nothing ever happened with it. And we try to keep track of those things, but it's pretty difficult to do. The other thing I have to say is that right now at this time, it's really important to keep incumbents on the board because they finally got the builder to start listening, to finish some things up. They never actually finished this community. There's things left undone. And the builder has ignored it for a lot of years, but now the board has finally got them to start paying attention. So that's good. So my whole thing, spend wisely and have fun. And thank you very much.
Thank you, Vince. Kathy.
I kind of want to circle back to my first question that you asked me about budgets. I kind of ran out of time, so I want to go a little bit further. In addition to dealing with budgets at work, I've dealt with the budget here for the past 6 years and been on the budget committee where we were able to come really close to our budget every year. And there's many corporations out there that would love to have come that close to the budget. We've worked to, I think one of the questions was, about shortfall, and we did have a shortfall this last year, and we determined where that shortfall was, and it was in our irrigation repairs. So we put a contract together with Park West that would include all of our irrigation versus having them just piecemeal it and every time we got billed for it. So now we pay a set rate, and we've talked to Park West, and right now they're really behind. They got the worst end of that contract. We got the better end because now all our irrigation repairs are being dealt with that way. And in order to fix that shortfall, we've been very prudent about having cash on hand so that we didn't have to come back and special assess anybody. We looked at it with, we have this amount of money here, we're not going to spend it, but it is there for a rainy day fund if we have to have it. And we did have to use part of it this last year. But going forward, we shouldn't need to use that because we have budgeted, and each year we do the budget, we look at different ways that we could do it better. So I'd like to finish off with that as mine. And also, it's been an honor to serve on the board, and I would appreciate your vote. Thank you.
Kathy. Mel.
I would like to add to what they say, what is the greatest asset for us is you guys. One of the things that I love to do is to be out there with people. One of the things that I realize is I know that the board members have a lot of work to do, and I know that once you're on the board, people always will be approaching you. But I feel that one of the things that I want to bring is that even though if I'm elected, I'm going to be real busy. I don't want to stop being who I am. I want to be able to be approachable. I want to be out there. If I'm out there sitting, eating at the bistro, which I usually am, I don't mind people coming in and sitting in, if they don't mind me eating, and ask me questions, and I'm willing to assist them. Yeah, I understand that we need to have experience, and the members that are running right now, some of them have wonderful experience that we do need. And I would like to mention also that we do have a win-win situation here. I mean, usually they don't have a lot of people running for the board. And here we have all the candidates here. No matter who makes it, it's going to be real good for the board. We as a community are the ones that are winning on this. We're sitting up here, putting ourselves, getting all nervous, being asked questions, trying to figure it out. But honestly, we're here. I'm here because I love this place. I want to make it better. I want to make it grow. And I want to be part of the decision making. But if I'm part of the decision making, I promise you that you are going to be part of it. I want you through documentation or whatever it takes. We need to be able to make our board members more approachable. And like I said before, I know that board members are extremely busy. but one of the complaints I get is they feel that the board members are not approachable, and that it's very possible it's because they're very busy. So that would be my closing statement, so thank you very much.
Thank you, Mel. Gracie.
Okay, I'd like to go back to the asset question also. Yes, board members are extremely busy. I will attest to that. In the last 6 years of being on the board, I have missed 2 board meetings only. It is a busy job. But I will also follow that up by saying you still have time to get involved. I do PAC. I don't do anything that is singing, as good Pat Wayne knows. I do not sing at all. But I've been in their many radio shows, and I run a large billiards group. Mark, we have a billiards group for you.
Thank you.
And I have been involved in pickleball since the beginning of pickleball, and that's been almost 15 years. And I was also the wine club president for 7 years. So you still have time to get involved, everybody, even if you're on the board. And I just want to say I have enjoyed being on the board of directors these past 6 years. I feel I've made a difference in making sure everyone in our community gets the respect that they deserve. They have transparency from not only the board of directors, but also from our management team that everybody deserves. And we all enjoy living in a beautiful, safe, clean, and fun environment in our golden years, and everyone deserves that. So thank you again, and I would appreciate your vote in my reelection to the board of directors of this wonderful and amazing community that's made not only of the board of directors, but all of you who makes this community the best that it is. Thank you.
Thank you, Gracie. Greg.
Oh, one more. Oh, go ahead, Greg. Don't forget the old Olympics. Sorry.
I want to piggyback off of what Kathy said. Finances are really one of the most important aspects of not only being on the board, but of everyone who lives here, because it affects all of us. And if you get a chance, attend the Finance Committee. They're one of the hardest working committees out of the 12 that we have.
Yes.
So you get a lot of information from there. They'll answer your questions, and you'll get a sense of how structured they are and how they follow very sound accounting principles. So in closing, I want to say that I'm one of the candidates that has support of all 7 current board members. I don't think every candidate up here can say that. Have you seen this flyer? Never in the history of a Four Seasons election has a flyer gotten so much attention. It identifies me with 3 other candidates that we feel are the most well-qualified to be on the board. It includes 2 returning board members. We've aligned for the sake of broadcasting the belief that we are what we believe the 4 best members. We've had a lot of fun with that. We've been called the 4 Amigos, the Fab 4. Then someone took our flyer and scratched out one of the names.
They scratched me out.
And then we had fun with that too. Then
We have.
then we're the 3 Amigos, or the 3 Stooges, whatever you want to call it. But seriously, we have a flyer together, but I'm an independent candidate to be judged by my own merits and qualifications for this worthy position. And it's about time that we retire that flyer. How many of you moved in here because you wanted to be stressed with HOA budgets, landscaping problems, and maintenance issues? So there'd be none of us. I moved here because I wanted a peaceful life, beautifully maintained community where the management of that was taken care of. And I really love living here. So don't stress. Vote for me along with the 4 best candidates who have the expertise and desire to keep Four Seasons the way we have come to enjoy it. I need your vote to bring my expertise, my dedication, and my community knowledge to the board to help ensure Four Seasons remains a well-managed and thriving community for all residents, not only for now, but for the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Greg.
Thank you, Greg. And Mark.
Excuse me. I found it interesting at past Meet the Candidate forums, the topics of transparency, term limits, and quarterly evening meetings were suggested. I found it even more interesting that it was mentioned that questions from homeowners at board meetings should be responded to. Ask me about that later. Yet here we are many years later hearing some of the same concerns voiced today. It seems like there is talk going around the community that this candidate or that candidate is better or worse than the other, or this slate of candidates is the one to choose from over other candidates. I believe that we all have our strengths and our weaknesses, but regardless of those, I believe that each one of us is dedicated to doing the best we can for our community. Isn't that what it's all about, the community? Consensus hasn't been mentioned today, but it has come up before. And consensus is a general agreement about something. If I said that I could create consensus, I'm not sure how true that would be. What is important is laying out facts, of course, as I might see them, listening to facts that others lay out, see if there is a common ground, and then make a decision. The critical part of a consensus to me is that once the majority comes to an agreement, it is supported by all. To me, that is what I call a board for the homeowners. Some people see things as they are and are content with that. Others see things as they are and think things could even be better. There are things that we can't control, like the conservancy and insurance. There are things that we can be better at, like multiple use of facilities, new homeowner orientation, and maybe even a welcome team. Creating programs that involve lifelong learning, health and education for seniors, in addition to those that we already have, would be a great benefit. Homeowners are the backbone of our community. They should be our first priority. It shouldn't matter if the concern is expressed by one homeowner or many homeowners. All concerns, comments need to be addressed and responded to in a timely manner. If you have additional questions or concerns which did not get asked or answered today, I will remain here to respond to you. If not here, you can contact me at marc, M-A-R-C, @fourseasons, F-O-U-R-S-E-S-O-N-S, @outlook.com. Once again, I ask for your support, and again, I say let's work together to enhance the future of our wonderful community. Also, what's important to me here, just off the top of my head, is I think what's critical, and I haven't run into this much lately, is that when you are wrong, it's nice if you admit you're wrong. And I'm willing to do that and have done that in the past. But again, I ask for your support, and thank you all for being here and listening to us. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. And thank you all for being here, and homeowners as well. It's nice to see so many out on a Friday afternoon, a Good Friday at that. Some other reminders, the ballots did go out earlier today, so they should be getting into your mailbox anytime now. The inspections will be on Monday, May 4th at 9 a.m. and Tuesday, May 5th at 9 a.m., both in the RCN Room 3. Homeowners are welcome to attend that. It's not a private meeting. It's open to everybody. The annual meeting and the election of the board will be held here on Thursday, May 7th at 1 p.m. in the ballroom. And then one reminder that's not on here is please sign the outside of that green envelope. Otherwise, we'll be calling you and knocking on your door because your vote does not count per state law unless it's signed on the outer envelope. With that, we're adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.